right, guys, we're going to check out this compilation video. Here we go.
There's no reason why someone that's 45 is trying to talk to you. You're young.
I'm not gonna hold y'all. Controversial take. I think women only have these opinions now because women have focused more on their careers, education, and being independent. They're older in age, and now they're pushing these agenda more only because they're now at an age to settle down now, where they're in their 30s. So,
but pushing what is
women?
what's the agenda?
You guys are all against these men dating younger women because it takes options away from you guys. Guys your age now will go date younger women.
Oh, I didn't know.
What else can you base it on?
So here's the thing on this. I mean, ultimately, a woman can do whatever she wants to do, right? If she wants to get a whole bunch of degrees and choose the bear, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. But as we know in life, actions have consequences, right? So if you're basically going to prioritize and go all in on your degrees and then put relationships on the back burner for 2, 5, 10, 15 years, and you think that you're going to pick it up like you never left, not realizing that there's relationship muscles that you need to work on over time, yeah, it doesn't necessarily work that way. Ultimately, if these boss babe independent queens are winning in life, okay, they're getting exactly what they want. What difference does it make if a 45-year-old man wants to date a 26 or 27-year-old woman? Okay, what difference does it make? Clearly they're triggered because they're being overlooked. They're not, necessarily getting the results that they want from a relationship perspective. And they're realizing that a lot of these guys are simply checking out and bypassing them. So they try to deploy the insults, the shame, guilt, insult, need to be right, to try to get you to date them. And it's like, it doesn't work that way.
So I saw this video the other day and I thought it was so funny because I related to it so much. There was a woman and she was out with her friends and she was like, someone better hit on me tonight. I'm sick of this. And I was like, ma'am, I feel you so much. Because I never get hit on in person. Like, I get a lot of messages online and stuff, and I'm single, so I'm on dating apps, but just like at the grocery store, men don't just come over and say hi, like, how are you doing? They don't do that anymore. And so when I do meet men, and I ask them, I tell them, like, I don't usually get hit on in person. Would you, if you saw me at the store or wherever, would you come talk to me? And sometimes they say yes, but a lot of times they say no. And it's usually for one of two reasons. The first reason is because they assume I'm not single, which, like, sir, I'm walking around here with a ring-free hand. Like, why are you over there assuming things? But the second reason is because they said that women find it too aggressive and they don't like it. And I'm like, who are these women? Like, all the women I know, the single women, they appreciate it when a man is respectful and they come over and say, hi, you look nice or whatever. Because if we're out and we're dressed up, we look nice because we made an effort. And we appreciate it when men, or hell, even women, a fellow female comes and tells you look nice.
I mean, come on. Is she being for real? Like, I really want to believe that she's being sincere here, but I mean, come on. Like, there's so many examples of that failing miserably.
So I'm trying to encourage you because I feel like men are scared of rejection. But let me tell you, the world is full of rejection.
Yeah, so that's where she lost me. I was trying to give her a slither of hope when it comes to what she was saying, to no avail. So, hey, I think majority of men are realizing that the juice ain't worth the squeeze. They're basically checking out when it comes to approaching women and the single dating market, grabbing their passports, so on and so forth. And they're basically saying, what's the point? Because she's basically saying, hey, single men, be bold, right? Go ahead and flirt with women. The only problem is it's contingent upon if she finds you attractive, right? If she finds you attractive, then it's all good. It's considered flirting. If she doesn't find you attractive, then it's considered harassment.
And I will say that most women, they're not going to growl at you for telling them that they look nice or saying hi. I'm not saying none of them will, but let's be honest. If you say hi, you look nice to a woman, she growls at you, she did you a favor by showing you the crazy up front. Because that could be 6 months down the line and then you see that crazy monster. I'm just saying. I mean, she could just be having a bad day, but, if she's going to be rude about you telling her she looks nice, she's probably not a nice person. So just leave that one be. But for the rest of us, we appreciate a respectful man coming over and saying hi. And if we show signs of not being interested, no sweat off your nose. Keep it moving. It's not that serious. But on the other hand, you guys could really connect and be on a date next week. So I say all that to say this. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you see that beautiful woman, go take your shot. Go take it. She's over there waiting for you to tell her how beautiful she looks tonight, okay? Go forth, be bold, and flirt. And come say hi. Say hi. Wave. Smile. It all works.
Yeah, so there you have it. I mean, I guarantee she wouldn't even take her own advice. Right? Do you think that she's going to be approaching men and saying hi and waving and flirting and approaching and doing all that stuff? No, absolutely not. So it is what it is. I mean, listen, to the guys out here that still value relationships and marriages, you definitely have to pick your spots when it comes to approaching women, right? If she's giving you choosy signals, she's making it known that she likes what she sees and there's reciprocity and a mutual interest there. I mean, yeah, that would be a good indicator that she might be interested, and, you know, let's see what happens. Because ultimately, you just don't know nowadays, right? You just don't know who's who. You don't know who's recording, if she's making a video and possibly putting you on a TikTok.
I just held the door open for a man, and a woman comes in after him, and she goes, I know you didn't just hold that door open for that man. And I was like, what? As I'm holding the door open for her, I'm like, I'm holding the door open for you too. And then she was like, you know, it's better to just slam the door in these men's faces so they don't act soft like they be doing. I was like, please don't put me in your bitterness today. Like, today is not my day. Like, please go find something safe to do. And then she was like, oh, that was rude. And what you were doing wasn't rude. I held the door open for him because he had mad stuff in his hands. So I'm just trying to be a good person, and then you're over here like, oh, why you hold the door open for him? Men gonna be soft. Just because your man was soft with you and you didn't like it doesn't mean me holding the door open for this man means I'm gonna make him soft. I just can't be nice to people. He had mad shit in his hands. But I think I should have slammed the door on you because your attitude is stank.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, misery loves company, right? Single women love keeping other women single, right? So it's just crazy how nowadays showing respect and common courtesy, common decency is controversial to these modern women. So if you're holding the door open for a man and he appreciates it, that's considered soft life. You know what I mean? Like the mental gymnastics that these modern women play. So, hey, shout outs to her for being an independent person and not going along with the get along when it comes to the misandry.
You're out here chasing women that had their legs open for every man in the world, bro. This girl got 15, 20, 30 bodies and she only 25, 26, bro. And here you go texting her, oh, what are you doing after work? I'd love to take you to dinner. For what? All them dudes didn't take her to dinner, bro. They took her to McDonald's. She pulled up to the crib 2 in the morning. She was drunk. She was high. She just picked a random guy that was cute at the bar and went home with him. Here you go chasing her. When you could take all that time, attention, and energy and put it into yourself to become the best version of you. You're so confused. You're so stuck on this lust. Society has made you feel like chasing a woman is your primary purpose as a man. Please stop doing that. Your primary purpose is to become the best version of you and take care of your people. Go make some money. Go get healthier. Go learn a new skill. Be a man. And I promise you, when you get to the top of that mountain, you're the best version of yourself, you'll have any woman you want, bro. Because they all will want you. You'll be healthy, handsome, in shape, successful, etc., etc.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. When you're chasing your purpose, it's definitely going to be twofold, right? You're going to be a better version of yourself and women will automatically gravitate towards you, right? Women are never going to ignore men that are high value, high productive, high capable men that have money, status, and they're doing something for themselves, right? Women are always going to gravitate towards those types of men. So yeah, I would have to agree with him on this one, but let me know what you guys think.
So you have a degree, you have a good job, and you love God, but you still single. Let me break down the truth that nobody want to tell you. A lot of women says there are no good men left. They waiting on a Boaz, but it's a little deeper than that. There are unrealistic expectations, and then there's reality. After After watching quite a few episodes of Pop the Balloon, I realized that a lot of women have unrealistic expectations, as if nothing is wrong with them. It was a lot of beggars trying to be choosers. I don't know if it's because we grew up with, dreaming of our dream wedding and our dream man, that we want him to come a certain way and be a certain height and have this certain money and all these things. And so when a typical man approaches you, you be like, I don't want that. Meanwhile, he's on your level. A lot of women don't want the male version of themselves. When you see the male version of yourself, you realize that you probably ain't crap either. When you find the male version of yourself and you don't like it, that's probably because you got some work to do as well. A lot of women are here and expecting a man to be here. And it's the same for men, because they be here and wanting a woman up here. If you have been doing the work on yourself and making sure that you are presentable, that your mind is renewed, that everything about you is what you're expecting of someone else, then it's no problem. But when you are not what you are requiring of someone else, it's time to look in the mirror. It's time to take some notes. It's time to make a change.
I mean, what it boils down to is you are what you attract. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
Doing more for a woman doesn't automatically make her value you more. In fact, it can actually diminish your value in her eyes. And here's why. A lot of you believe if I give her more time, more attention, more effort, she will finally see my worth. You think if I move her in, she'll be all in. If I marry her, she'll stop testing me. But that's not how it works. If she's not matching your energy, no. Doing more for her will not suddenly automatically flip a switch in her. When you overinvest in a woman, she doesn't always think, wow, I need to do more for him. A lot of times she's going to think, I must already be worth all of this, so why should I do more? So now you're doing more and she's coasting while you're proving. And here's the part most men never see coming. The more you pour into her without balance, is the more she's going to focus on herself.
I mean, ultimately, women are loyal to their emotions, right? They're loyal to vibes and feelings, not necessarily your sacrifice and your blood, sweat, and tears, right? That's just the reality, the harsh reality of it, right? Just because you do more and you're a good person doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be reciprocated and valued, right? Ultimately, there has to be a burning desire and respect for a woman to receive what you're doing, right? Some of these model women have beta orbiters and dudes that they really have no desire to be with or view like that. But these beta orbiters, beta bucks deluxe, they provide a purpose, a temporary purpose, until they rinse and repeat and move on to the next guy. So I think more or less men, generally speaking, have an origin story, a villain story as to possibly a woman breaking their heart, or over time you kind of realize and pick up on patterns and behaviors when it comes to female nature. Okay, once you kind of see the patterns and understand how a lot of these women operate, it's kind of hard to unsee it.
I went into a sad single girl spiral over the last 2 days. I'm 32 years old. I've never been in a relationship. And for the most part, I live my life very content and hopeful and at peace. But the last 2 days, I was triggered by every little thing. I saw a girl on TikTok posting, I'm living the dream life, as she shows off her Range Rover, her ring on her finger, and her going to Pilates. You know, she's living the dream life of being a stay-at-home wife who just goes to Pilates and drives the Range Rover her husband bought. As someone who has been single my entire life, who doesn't even know what it's like to have a guy pick you up and drive you places and pay for your meals and your matcha beyond a first date, which again, we're even lucky if we get that these days, I just got to a point where I'm like, I am just tired of providing for myself. And it's always been easier to be a strong, independent woman when things are going well financially, but I am in a current season where I don't even know how I'm going to pay my rent in a couple months. And obviously things like that trigger me, where I'm like, man, if only I had someone to pay half of the rent with. Especially I'm in a building that 80% of the people here live with a significant other, because the rent can be kind of high for LA. Honestly, to live on your own in LA is It takes a lot.
Well. So you're telling me going 50-50 all of a sudden doesn't sound that bad, right? It actually sounds pretty attractive when you don't know how you're paying your rent. It's just fascinating when they're down and life starts lifing. Then they realize that they need a man. Okay, when they're up and they have the perception that they're up and they're traveling bottomless mimosas, hookah and crab legs. Yeah, when life is gorgeous. Yeah, then they don't need a man.
Anyways, I was in my feels and I was like, okay, God, I know that I'm in this season for a reason. There's a greater purpose behind it, but sometimes it sucks and it feels unfair and it just feels sucky that this is my cross to bear, that like my singleness is being used for a greater purpose, for perhaps even this account and the Hopeful Romantics Club, and to help others feel seen and heard who are in a similar season. But again, after 32 years, I'm like, but when is it going to be my turn to be taken care of and provided for and to be someone's first and to have someone to go home to, you know? But I am so grateful for the friends in my life, for the community I'm surrounded by, for even the career dreams that I do have and get to chase. But I just, you know, want to be real about how sometimes it does suck being single. And the waiting can be really hard. But I know there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know how much longer I have left in this tunnel. Groundbreaking news. The way to combat loneliness and sadness is to bring it back to the present and to gratitude. But just know that we're in the trenches together, and sometimes the trenches truly suck.
All right, guys, so there you have it. I mean, this is coping and grappling with reality at the fact that she's 32 years old, living in LA, which is probably the worst single dating market to live in for her. And, you know, she's never had a boyfriend or been in a relationship. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And she's basically saying that there's light at the end of the tunnel and a dude is coming, right? Just wait on it. He's gonna swoop in from a chandelier and save her, and she's going to have an Instagram lifestyle where she's driving a Range Rover. She's gonna be a stay-at-home wife, go to Pilates and sip tea, right? Unfortunately, we've seen this song and dance before. I'm not gonna go too deep here, but you know, hopefully she's able to turn it around. I'll say that, right? Hopefully she's able to get curious as to what men want and you know, turn this ship around. But hey, let me know what you guys think about this one. Give me some feedback, and until next time.